who is going to win it, who's going to be the underdog, who's going to be the top goal scorer, etc, etc, etc. Now, I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to go straight into it. Who is going to win the Euros? With the nationalist inside of me, even though I don't really care about England, the national royalty, whatever the shit it is, I do hope England win it. But my mind's conflicted because France battered us in the World Cup. They have almost a similar team to us. Realistically, I think England have the best squad. Italy are the holders. I think England could beat everyone apart from France is the toughest they can get. I'm going to stick my foot out there and go with England. Now, I think it's the first time I've ever gone with fucking England to win a tournament, probably. But the squad's looking good that he's picked. Everyone's almost firing. As I'm currently speaking, the friendly's been played and they're 1-0 down. But I don't really mind too much because I feel like these players have the mentality to win it. Now, there is that one game against France, which I'd be like, listen, that's one that could decide it. If I weren't going to pick England, I'd go France. But I'm going to put forward England. Now, the one to stink out the gaff next up is probably going to be Portugal, I think. Now, that's just because I think they've got a brilliant team. They've got some brilliant players. But they're bringing Ronaldo in from Saudi Arabia. Now, I'm not saying he's shit or anything like that. But I'm saying the lack of sort of almost playing in Europe and stuff like this, when they've got players like Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, who, yes, they might not have played all in the Champions League, but they've got experience playing at a more competitive level. Fact. Like, Premier League is more competitive than Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo is used to just almost running over players and beating them with ease, similar to any Premier League player who've been picked for the national team and playing like Saudi Arabia or something like that. I think Ronaldo will be hindered by that, and that's with a lot of players. I think Portugal have a good team, but obviously Ronaldo's presence to almost be in the team every time, the managers have to make a decision like last Euros, was it, or World Cup, where he brung in Ramos, and they flowed a bit better, but Morocco knocked them out ultimately. And I think Portugal just got that little almost twinge and hinge that's been knocked out of them, and they're not as good. So they're going to be like almost my ones to fail, my stinkers. Then we're going to go with underdogs. Now this one's a bit different because I felt like Denmark was the ones last time. Everyone was saying Tunisia. Croatia could be up there. Obviously, they've got Modric, etc. I'm going to go with Hungary. Now, this is a totally outside show. They've got Szoboszlai, they've got Galaci, and they've got players who almost, I feel like just the energy around Hungary is very good and very big, and that can almost overthrow teams. I think it was against Germany the last Euros where they put up good performance and drew. I'm not saying they're going to get out the group stages, but I think they're going to do better than everyone else thinks, and I think they're not going to be a walkover and might fight for that second spot in the group stage and potentially go through to round 16. So that's a totally outside show. My underdog is Hungary are going to progress past the group stage into the round of the 16, potentially the quarterfinal. So there you go. Then, Golden Boot winner. There's a lot of people, and last time, was it Ronaldo and someone else who tied? I think it was. Lukaku was firing last time, but things have changed, my guy. I'm going to nail on the head with Mr. Harry Kane. He's won the European Golden Boot. It seems too obvious, but I feel like, I know he's had a little injury, but he's going to come back, hit form. He scored in his last friendly. He's going to be back. And that man, I pray to God, wins the Golden Boot and wins us the Euros. Who knows? Then top assister, De Bruyne is up there, Belgium, but Belgium are always a little bit almost, they lack the chemistry, I would say. Now, for a top assister, that is a hard one. I might work an outside shout here, because I'm going to go with a Spanish player. Now, I'm going to go with Pedri. That sounds like I've just hit it in the hump of my head, but Pedri last year, or the year before that, where he played the Euros, the World Cup, what am I saying? Pedri, but when he almost burnt himself out, but playing the Olympics and all this, I think Southgate's lineup is the best he's ever had. So I'm going to go with England to not almost dominate the tournament, but play well. If we get past France, I believe, because no matter what, we're going to come against France, aren't we? Let's be real. I don't think Denmark can do it this time. I think a team like them will go far, and my prediction is Hungary. The two outside shouts for me, it's Pedri to top assister, Hungary to get further than the group stage. Harry Kane will probably get top goal scorer and win the player of the tournament. So yeah, England to win it as well. Very biased and very different from my last year as well. I feel like I've almost gone from a bit of more of a hopeful standpoint, but let's hope and pray it works. Come on, The Euros is nearly upon us, and hopefully England bloody bring it home. I've been more hopeful than I was in the bloody World Cup when we got absolutely smashed, but our team is sick. I think we can beat, on paper, pretty much anyone. It's just that France one where we need to sort of get revenge on them for that World Cup. So I will now see you when it all kicks off in Germany. Bye-bye.